always being prepared, always being aware. And I always thought to myself, where are they getting this interesting information? And my dad would always say, well, we get off ham radio, we get off, I just thought, wow, if I could have a ham radio, I'd be a genius. Well, then I got a CB radio, and that wasn't much of a genius getting CB radio, nothing much came out of that. But then the internet became a ham radio. The internet became the public square. The internet became the independent thinkers' fountain. It was a fountain of information, and if you knew how to research, you'd be able to get that information, you'd be able to get it before everybody else. And I figured, wow, this is amazing. So it just helped to reinvigorate the idea that there are people out there that know how to research, that do understand what it takes to get that information. And that's why we put together Aftermath, because we wanted to have information from listeners so they can learn how to do it as well, so they know how to best utilize these documents, best utilize these ideas to prepare their families for what's coming. And like I said a year ago, if I was to tell you that we're definitely going to see this global virus outbreak, I didn't think it would be a global viral outbreak. I thought it would be a biological attack on this country. Why? Because we're coming to the new American century, because of a number of plans I read before that were written by the elite. And of course, tabletop exercises from Plate X to Disease X to gain-of-function experiments and other suspicious meetings like Event 201 that introduced the elite to a plot of a pandemic and how it would affect the world. The plan was absolutely about power and the reboot of the globalist agenda. But with so much stuff seemingly out of the individual's control for the coronavirus, many are hoping that the world will return to something more closely approximating normalcy next year. But this is our hope. It's a hope. But at the moment, we have been told that dark winter is upon us. Now, for most people, dark winter sounds ominous and nebulous, and the unknown is something that can keep people kept in flux. Academics and analysts, many of whom have warned of the danger of a pandemic for years, have stated that our enemies will try and exploit a narrow window of opportunity to attack us, which of course brings into play a number of other neglected risks, such as nuclear terrorism and other more serious things that could happen, like, for example, a cyber attack. Now, perhaps your listeners are well aware of what these gain-of-function tabletop scenarios are. And they've been carried out by our own Defense Department, and while many of them have been war scenarios, including asymmetrical attacks on the homeland, one of the most feared and the most rehearsed for the winter of 2020 is a cyber attack by a bad actor who wishes to declare war from a keyboard. Now, on September 10th, if you remember, we reported that there were concerns from Homeland Security about a possible massive cyber attack on the United States. And it was inferred that the attacks would happen in the fall or the winter. The Department of Homeland Security called it the darkest winter. And they said if bad actors were to attack our infrastructure, it would be the darkest winter. And of course, this leaves many systems vulnerable, and we would have to deal with great losses. I think some of the greatest losses, it can't be imagined. I mean, in 2020, the pandemic accelerated the adoption of many technological behaviors, from video conferencing and online shopping to remote working and distance learning. Now, in 2021, the extent to which these things will change or stick or whatever snap back, it's going to become clear as to what we're going to be doing. But what is most disconcerting is that the World Economic Forum, the guys that are bringing you the Great Reset, they've cited that a cyber attack will be the next crisis, or at least the third most concerning crisis that can be used as an effective way to ensure the Great Reset. And they will take advantage of a cyber attack, according to what I was reading on the World Economic Forum. So it all comes together. Once again, the warning is going out. Now, 2 years ago, I gave you Plate X. 2 years ago, I gave you Disease X. In October of 2019, it was Event 201, and then the coronavirus happened. Now, the coronavirus is the topic of Event 201. Now, the World Economic Forum is speaking of cyber attacks. Many other, the Department of Homeland Security, in September, talked of a cyber attack. It seems that now there's a pattern of many people in power talking about a cyber attack on the United States. And they're saying it may come from Iran. So, 877-733-1011. That's 877-733-1011. I'm Clyde Lewis. You're listening to Ground Zero, and we'll be back.